Well, thank you for staying with us, and that was our last interview. We talked about restructuring. Now we're looking at vocational skills at an early age, empowering in and out of school children. Well, it is time to talk about empowering children in and out of school at an early age, very early age.
Starting from primary school, for instance, primary school enrollment has increased in recent years, but attendance, according to the United Nations Children Fund, that is the UNICEF, 70%, of course, school enrollment is affected.
Well, in spite of this, Nigeria still has up to 10.5 million out-of-school children, which is the highest in the world.
And so a non-governmental organization, BathVoice.com, has, however, developed an initiative to get some of these out-of-school children to go back to school and simultaneously assisting to discover their talents or continue the vocational skill they are engaged in.
And another non-governmental organization, Tycoons, are also helping children who are in school to start developing that vocational skill at an early age.
And so we are joined by the founders of both non-governmental organizations this Friday on Kakaki, the African Voice. We have Director, Teen Tycoons, that is a business school for children, Hafsat Hamza Babaji. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We also have the founder, BathVoice.com, Brighton Chris.
Thank you very much.
I'm so excited about this. Knowing that there's actually, yes, the names, and knowing that it's a business school for children.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, we try to teach children at a very young age how to develop their businesses, how to be financially independent. You know, if you notice, our kids, especially up north, they have no clue on what money is, the value of money, you know. They really don't have a clue. So we try to teach them how to value money, how to know what it is worth, you know. And then, of course, you can't teach financial literacy without vocational skills. So we do both.
All right, let me come to you, Chris, just staying on the category of out-of-school children. Why did you choose that? Because I know that, you know, there are children probably who also are in school and perhaps don't have vocational skills, but you have chosen in and out of school children. But why the out of school children?
Okay, what BathVoice.com does is that we look at children both in schools and out of school. But a lot of children that are out of school, nobody's caring about them, and they have skills. Okay, they have skills, but because of the financial thing involved, some of them can't go to school because of the finance. Then some of them, nobody wants to mentor them or follow them up on how to develop what they have.
Who is supposed to discover these skills in the children?
Okay.
I mean, it's one thing to want to develop the skills of out-of-school children. It's another to be able to identify those skills.
Okay, very good. Just like why we got in partnership with Teen Tycoon, we see them every day. If you go online, if you go to birthday parties, if you go to schools, you see. There's a day I was sitting down by the garden, I heard some children singing. Having them sing, their voice alone captivated me, and I called them, what do you do? He said, nothing, I have this amazing voice. He said, yes, okay. So that part of the thing that motivated me. So I went online and I thought about it. I said, I have not seen that kind of thing happen in Nigeria. Somehow, as God will have it, I came across Teen Tycoon. We met, so I went to Kaduna, because our school is based in Kaduna, an amazing school. So when I got there, I spoke to her that this is my vision, this is what I have. She said she's already doing that kind of thing. So, but why me? I'm focusing more on creative industry in the entertainment,
okay,
singing,
it's back voice.
Yes, singing, acting, dancing, spoken words. So she's more into the vocational skills. Okay, teach them how to make shoes, bags, and so on. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
All right, Hajia, when you're talking about vocational skills, you talked about business and financial literacy. Let's look at vocational skills as well, because 10.5 million children at school is a lot of number.
It is.
You might not, sometimes it's overwhelming. Yes. Where do we begin? What do we start with?
We start at home. Okay. We start with ours, and then we build it up from there. You usually find that by the time you start, you have imbibed those values in your own kids and the kids around you. It goes far just by starting at home.
How do you start? How should they start?
For instance, I'll give you an example. My own kids, I used to buy pencils all the time, pencils, erasers, stationery for them every term. In fact, every 2 weeks they'll start, tell me biro, I will have to give them. I then started encouraging them, okay, when you clean your room, I'll pay you something. When you do this, I'll give them a chore to do, and when you do this, I'll pay you. And with that money that they earn, they come back to me to buy those pencils. And I've stopped buying pencils, by the way, now, because if you buy one, you look after it, because now you know what it is worth. So they don't, now those little things that you do, it goes a long way.
All right, still talking about starting from home, which is something you advocate. There are parents who are very ignorant, and some of them who are non-accommodating of certain values, such as yours. How do you gradually get them to understand?
This is one of the things that I think has been our greatest challenge, trying to get parents to understand where we are coming from. So what we do, we advocacy, awareness creating, things like that. That's what we concentrate on. We hold presentations and we show off what these kids have done and what they're capable of doing, So that's one of the only ways that other parents that don't think like us, would be able to change their mindsets. But it's been a battle. Brighton will definitely attest to that it's been a battle.
Brighton, tell us a bit about your challenges.
Okay, now when you have, in our climate here, parents want their children to be doctors, lawyers, engineers. Nobody wants their child. Then they used to say that if your child wants to play football, or your child is a musician, or your child is an actor, it's like a taboo. But today, what we have today, the people that are really making money there's a lot of money in the creative industry. And one of the visions I had was that in Nigeria, we don't have the children actors. We don't have the children industry. Okay, we watch all of our Nollywood movies today. You have people playing certain roles that are supposed to be meant for children. The age of the children is going down. We have adults today playing the role of children. Okay, I don't want to mention it. We all know when you have some stubborn little mature people playing some kind of thing, you understand? So those are rules for children, and we have them abundantly everywhere, but nobody is taking time to look at these children. Even the corporate organization, I will say it too, they are not helping, because she is funding this basically from our pocket, from our own pocket. I'm doing this from my own pocket. Okay, I'm just doing it for the law, because we know in the industrialized nations, we have the Disney World. See children, where they graduate from, they have people that they mentor, okay, that they're always following. But here in Nigeria, we don't have. We have a lot of musicians today within their age, with a particular age bracket, that our children are looking up to. And what they read today and see is not what I would want my own child, okay, to emulate.
How do we change this narrative? We do know that you have started on one hand, but we have an educational system that actually promotes, a certain standard whereby you go to primary school, nursery school, primary school, you go to secondary school, university, graduate, get a certificate and look for a job. And that has become more prominent than these skill sets that you're talking about. Parents are looking forward to their children attaining that certificate and then, getting a job. But getting that job is where the problem really is. How do we begin to encourage parents to, create some form of vocational opportunities for their children while they are in primary school and secondary school? break away from the educational, norm that we already have?
You've actually answered it.
Yes.
Unemployment. The reason, the fact that we have one of the highest unemployed group of individuals in Nigeria, especially in the north, says it all. We need to start giving them something to do. We need to encourage them to do.
How do you create that balance of going to school and choosing a vocation and graduating and then perhaps pursuing that your passion, that skill, that skill set you already have?
Yes.
When you don't have a job.
For instance, but it's a source of income. It's not that you don't have a job. You do. It's a source of income. So, for instance, because we deal with younger kids, we tell them, look, education is very important. But we actually underline that you can actually do anything you want, anything you put your mind to. So you find that education would balance it. You know what you will be able to follow the current trends in whatever industry you're in, and be able to better it, innovate better, be a bit more creative, once you have that education. Even if you don't, even if you're not educated, we have so many of them that did not go to formal school, to learn their skills, because they're naturally talented, But then you find out that the ones that do have a little bit of education, make it more. Make it more.
A lot of times it's not that we have a void of talents or skills. I'm coming to you, Chris, now. You find that in other climes and systems, they have a mop-up platform where you have scholarships and talent. You have scholarships and skill. And you already have a system where the industries are waiting to receive some of those persons, especially the children, as they graduate. We have a lacking system that does not accommodate that. In as much as we have many children out of school, do you think we have the environmental acceptance that can grow to accommodate some of these initiatives? Because again, you might do all the training and give all the skill acquisition and all the platforms you're given, but then what? What's next for them?
Very good. Just what I would say is that first thing is the foundation. Okay, once you put your mind into anything, we can achieve it. Now, the platform was not there before, have not been there. Okay, nobody's looking into it. And one thing I know about Nigerians is that once they see something growing and viable, everybody will look at it. Okay, but for now, that's why we are doing this. Okay, because if we keep on waiting for a time or a season that it will come, it will never come. We have to start from somewhere. Somebody elsewhere can come and do something better, or say, okay, oh, I like your dream, I like this, we can do this, and it becomes well known and acceptable. Before, you cannot allow your child to watch some kind of musical things or be a musician or be an actor. But today, a lot of people are abandoning their education and abandoning their education for they want to be famous. But that was what Bad Voice also looked at, that you don't need to abandon your education, because we have a lot of people today moving from maybe anywhere they are. They want to go to Lagos. Lagos is a hub of entertainment. Everybody's moving down to Lagos. Okay, but we are saying that you don't need to leave your education and say you want to go and be a musician, you want to be an actor, you want to be this. The only thing you can do is that while you're still in school, okay, because education is very, very, very important. We are not ruling that out. It's like a foundation for you. Okay, so you now build under your talent. Then we, as we have mentors, that we'll follow it up for you. Once this starts, it's like a moving train. It will change. The perception of people will change, and we will solve the main problem which we have today in Nigeria and even Africa: unemployment.
Okay, now let's look at the requirements to enroll into this particular vocational school. What are the requirements?
Well, as long as you're 6. From 6 and above, we take you
to 32.
No, to your teens, for between 6 and 18.
Okay.
Yes, we concentrate on children within that age range. We have found out that within that age range is when they actually need guidance, a lot of guidance in terms of what they want to do, their career paths, things like that. And one of the first things we do once we enroll you is put you through a personality test. That personality test shows us what kind of career path you would be able to excel at. So that's the first thing we do. Then the next thing is we put you through experiential learning, which is learning by doing. We don't teach in a formal classroom, and all that. So you have to do it. Whatever we're teaching you, you have to do it. You have to use your hands to do it. We take you through excursions, lots of excursions to businesses that have been established so that you see how they're run, you see the work ethics of people, things like that. We also invite guest speakers to speak to them, entrepreneurs, people that have gone through the challenges of starting a business, and they talk to them and they tell them. So it's actually a lot of fun. I think I'm having more fun than the kids.
I'm going to ask about the response. The response of parents and children from northern Nigeria, for instance, where we have the school enrollment percentage of very low.
Yes.
Especially female enrollment into schools, the early marriage factor.
Yes.
That has bedeviled the region.
Yes.
What is the response of parents?
It's like I said, it's been challenging. It's really been challenging. The response hasn't been, I won't call it fantastic, really, but we're getting there. Like Brighton said, it would take time, and with creating awareness, we would get there. We do have some excellent female students that I think are doing really well. I have a 7-year-old that's doing beats, and she's so excited, and and she's doing really well. She started her business and all. So, we will get there.
Okay. Let me come. Sister, we shall come to you, Chris. When you talk about skill, talent, you find that a lot of the children want to either be like musicians or they want to be like athletes, and the examples are many. But then also you look at the lifestyle of the people that they emulate. It's one thing to want to be like someone. It's another thing to look at the lifestyle and if it resonates, mentoring or inspiration in others. What is the modus operandi when you're looking at both the skill, you're looking at discipline, and you're also looking at character? Because you talked about personality checks.
Yes.
Where does that come in?
Well, like I said, one of the things that we try to do is we invite guest speakers, which are role models, to speak to them. Apart from that, we also try to imbibe certain life skills within the curriculum as we're teaching them. Things like being there on time, dressing well, integrity, honesty, things like we have imbibed it into the curriculum. So we try as much as we can to do that. In terms of talent and them looking up to athletes and entertainment, the entertainment industry, actors, musicians, and all, you can't stop a child from
having that.
But you need to replace it with someone that you feel may be better. So, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show them that, look, these guest speakers or these entrepreneurs that come to you, these are their lifestyle, what the challenges they've gone through, how, their characteristics in essence, And then the personality test, the first thing we do, like I said, is we take them through the personality test. It actually shows you globally famous individuals that are of the same personality type with you.
Okay.
So for instance, you may have the same personality type with Albert Einstein, and it would be, so we encourage those things, and we tell them that these are, we kind of like guide them towards.
Okay, let me come to Chris. And you talked about the creative industry and entertainment as well, and a lot of times we find out that sports sometimes comes first to a child. I've met a child who sleeps with his football and says, I don't want to go to school, I want to play football. And you have to subtly tell the child that as an educated footballer, you have more awareness and you have more insight and knowledge about football and, the literature, meaning you can become FIFA president. You can even play it out that way. But the sporting industry in Nigeria has little or no room for children, especially in adopting them at an early stage. How do you hope to work with developing partners, especially international communities who are willing to partner with you? What is your key call to them, especially in the areas of funding? Because I know that's a key area when it comes to this sort of work.
Okay, I think I want to correct that on sports. Actually, my background before coming into what I am today, there's an amazing man I worked with. He has a program for children on sports. Okay, so that one is already existing. But what we are suffering here today is,
do we have many like them? That's what we're asking.
No.
Do we have enough to accommodate the 10.5 million children that we're looking at?
The truth of the matter is that there's the awareness. It's not big enough. Okay? So a lot of people are not looking into it. Everybody's looking for a finished product. Everybody's looking for a finished product. Let them just do this now. And going by what Hajia said again, or what answer your question on mentorship. Part of the reasons why you have all these children not being at their best level in life is because they don't have somebody they are looking up to. If you create, for example, now we're having an amazing program coming up, okay, which is the end of this month. So we're having an amazing. We'll be shooting that. Now, what the idea is that once we have those kind of children that are graduates, and they are now out there, we will now project those children so that the other ones can look up to them, okay, while we are mentoring these ones now, okay, now the other ones that are coming up can be looking up to this one, okay, I like the way this one is going. So maybe next time if you grant us the honor of bringing some of all these children here again, then other children can look up to them, oh, I want to be like Aisha, I want to be like Emmanuel that I see on TV every day. Okay, now we have different kind of songs on TV and radio. This and that. There are some things I don't want my child to listen to. Okay, but they don't have it. They don't have any option. You have to play it. You play it in the car. You play it everywhere. Today, every child you meet, play a secular song today. You see the way they will sing it from start to finish.
More than the national anthem.
More than the
national anthem. And they are not. They don't understand that, okay, if they have something, you have to replace it with something. If you have a child that can produce a good song, we have a lot of good producers that can produce a song that are family friendly, and for the children to listen to, and they can be singing that. Rather than that, that's why you see today we have children falling in love with Barney, falling in love with all that.
Is there any room for mental, entertainment such as chess? Because you see a lot of industries now, even in Kenya and Ghana, having children as young as 7, go on world chess, tournaments and win thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Is there any room for that?
Yes, but just like as I said, okay, the basic thing about all this thing is education, showing them that this thing is available. If you present it, there's nothing. And one thing we have to also understand that we have abandoned our children. Let's be sincere. We have abandoned the children. We are looking at more. Today tune on to AIT, tune on to every news. This is politics. Nobody's talking about the children. And these are the people that will lead it. They will take over tomorrow. And they are watching what is happening. So what else will they know? Rather than when they grow up to, they all want to become politicians. Everybody wants to come down to Abuja to be a big politician. So I spoke to a child one that said, what do you want to be? I want to be a politician. Why do you want to be a politician? Because I want the siren to be following me. I said, is that all you want to do? So you see that kind of mentality that a child is having at that stage, that you want at the age of 14 or so.
Let's look at how many children have benefited from this vocational training. How many children so far? And what is the duration of this training?
Okay, it's an after-school program. Ours is an after-school program. Okay, that's what we do. That we work with schools. We go to schools. We talk to them. Because of their minor. Actually, like BAVvoice.com works with children between the ages of 8 to 19. Okay, between the teenage years. So we have to seek consent from their parents to allow them to come to our program, and we listen to them. We try to be friendly with them, help them with their homework. That's the beauty about it. Help them with their homework, see that their education is also not lacking. Then also try to see how we can get corporate organizations to help fund these talented young ones. Okay, so that's what we do on BAVvoice.com. So Haja, tell us more.
Yeah,
okay.
When you say out of school, just to take it up from where Brighton stopped. When you say out of school, does it, after school, you said?
After school program.
Does it mean after school hours?
After
then
school
they resume?
hours. Yes, after school hours, weekends, when they are not, and holidays, when they are not actually engaged in school.
Does it happen every day of the week?
No,
Depends.
No,
the reason I ask this question is the pressure that we see children go through these days. You did say that we have abandoned the children, so they're exposed to all kinds of news, politics, instead of, stories that benefit them. We see these days parents actually, because of the pressure of work, leave their children in school for very long hours.
Yes.
So how does this particular program intend to modify the learning structure of children such that they don't feel so much pressure and they can learn easier?
For instance, like I said, we don't in Teen Tycoons, it's not a traditional setting. It's not a traditional classroom setting. We don't have tables or chairs. So the kids sit on the floor. We have little lap tables that they can actually write on. We don't encourage a lot of writing. But we allow them to take notes for things that they need to remember. So these are the things that, if they're in school from morning or from Monday to Friday, they're sitting on tables and chairs. A lot of our students now go for extra lessons, so they're so used to the academic bit of the academic bit of education. So when they come to us, we actually make them really relax.
Okay.
And it's in a very comfortable and friendly environment. You find them opening up more, and like Brighton said, even things like helping them with their homework goes a long way in, establishing that kind of relationship. So they look at you and like a mentor, and you do mentor them in terms of, and they come to us with issues from their academic.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
we don't have the time. I was going to ask you about the success rating and the evaluation of students who have benefited from the program.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. We've been taking a look at vocational skills at an early age, empowering in and out of school children. And we've been talking to the rector, Teen Tycoons Business School for Children, Hafsatu Hamza Babaji. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We've also had the founder, BAVvoice.com, Brighton Chris.
Thank you very much.
Am I eligible? Sorry. All right, we'll take a break and we'll be right back with the program.
Stay with us.
Of housing and accommodation.
Well, thank you for staying with us, and that was our last interview. We talked about restructuring. Now we're looking at vocational skills at an early age, empowering in and out of school children. Well, it is got time to talk about empowering children in and out of school at an early age, very early age.
Starting from primary school, for instance, primary school enrollment has increased in recent years, but attendance, according to the United Nations Children Fund, that is the UNICEF, 70%, of course, school enrollment is affected.
But in spite of this, Nigeria still has up to 10.5 million out-of-school children, which is the highest in the world.
And so a non-governmental organization, BuffVoice.com, has, however, developed initiative to get some of these out-of-school children to go back to school and simultaneously assisting to discover their talents or continue the vocational skill they are engaged in.
And another non-governmental organization, Teen Tycoons, are also helping children who are in school to start developing that vocational skill at an early age.
And so we are joined by the founders of both non-governmental organizations this Friday on Kakaki, the African Voice. We have the Rector, Teen Tycoons, that is a business school for children, Hafsat Hamza Babaji. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We also have the founder, BuffVoice.com, Brighton Chris.
Thank you very much.
I'm so excited about this. Knowing that there's actually, yes, the names, and knowing that it's a business school for children.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, we try to teach children at a very young age how to develop their businesses, how to be financially independent. You know, if you notice, our kids, especially up north, they have no clue on what money is, the value of money, you know. They really don't have a clue. So we try to teach them how to value money, how to know what it is worth, you know. And then, of course, you can't teach financial literacy without vocational skills. So we do both.
All right, let me come to you, Chris, just staying on the category of out-of-school children. Why did you choose that? Because I know that, you know, there are children probably who also are in